Hello, my name is Kyrie Marchand, and I will be breaking down the traversal points in Sunset Overdrive. As you can see, the player is moving around, bouncing from off the wall, running off the wall, off the rooftop. You know, it gives the player that ability in order to travel around the map from point A to point B in their own manner. We plan on adding traversal points into our game, but in order to add that, we need to also reduce the amount of times that the players can do all of that. Where as here on Sunset Overdrive, you can see that the player is being reduced within the amount of time that they have airtime to try to travel again, whether it's being sliding off the rails, wall running. Um, it seems as if the player has like a 3 second delay before they can do it again from being in the air and then going on to something else, jumping from left to right, just to get to their main waypoint within the game. Um, that's something that we're going for within our work. We want to make sure that the player has full freedom to travel how they would like, but also adding road blockers in order for them to get from point A to point B. For example, you can see like maybe like a wide gap. The player would just go over that point in order to get across, as if it's a parkour type of system, when it's not necessarily. But I'm pretty sure you get the idea there. That we're just trying to let them have the ability to get from one point to another, whether that's going over the gap, trying to get an item, or even just traveling through just to make sure they can get to the main waypoint. um Sunset Overdrive presents that as a good example because it's letting you slide off the rails, bounce off the walls, the rooftops in order to get to that main spot, and it's letting them have their own freedom, to travel how whatever way they would like to. Whether they want to take it slow, go fast paced, that's what we plan on adding into our game as well. Since it's already fast paced, we want to make sure that the player feels comfortable stepping into that zone where they can move the way that they would like to feel. Um, Along those terms, like I said, we do plan on adding a cooldown as if it's a reward slash punishment where the player's reward will be able to go getting across, but the punishment would be the cooldown time before they can try to go over that traversal point again, which would also be stopping them from progression, but not really if they've already come from that spot and they just want to travel back because they forgot an item or something, then they're free to do so. Um, you can see that here on Sunset Overdrive as they're going, but the cooldown would be within them grabbing a wall, pulling up, or something of the sorts, just so that they can keep continuing to move around. We're not more so looking to restrict the player from doing that as much. We just want to make sure that they're able to get to from one spot to another off of the smoothest way possible, just as much as this game is presenting it here, with the way that you can move around through the city, bouncing off cars, etc. I know I'm repeating myself, but this is pretty much the way that we plan on going since it's a first person shooter with the magic system. We plan on just making sure that it flows pretty well within the pacing of the traversal points of the game itself. So within that, we look forward to making sure that the player can have its distance cap in between and just making sure that they're able to travel properly.